Hello! Welcome back, everyone, to the Linguasphere Academy Podcast. I'm Alex.
And I'm Sam, right here with you. So glad you're with us again.
You know, Sam, I had one of those moments yesterday. I was talking to a friend, and I wanted to say the word refrigerator. Simple word, right? I use it every day.
Seems simple.
The word was gone. Completely gone. I stood there for a good 5 seconds, and all that came out was the cold box where you keep food.
The cold box. That's actually a great description.
My friend understood, of course, but I felt so frustrated. I know that word. I've known it for years. Why did it just disappear?
I think every language learner knows that feeling. The word is in your brain somewhere. You know it, but when you need it, it's like someone locked the door.
Today, our topic is why you keep forgetting words when speaking, and we're going to get to the bottom of it. No fluff, just real answers.
We'll explain what's actually happening in your brain when words disappear, and more importantly, what you can do to make them come back when you need them.
By the end of this episode, you'll understand why this happens and have practical strategies to fix it.
As always, we'll speak clearly and keep it friendly. This is like a conversation between friends who have been exactly where you are.
So, get comfortable. Let's start with the big question. Why do we forget words we know?
First, let's understand something. Your brain has two different vocabulary systems. There's what we call receptive vocabulary and productive vocabulary.
Receptive vocabulary is the words you understand when you hear or read them. This is your listening and reading vocabulary.
Productive vocabulary is the words you can actually use when you speak or write. This is your speaking and writing vocabulary.
Here's the important thing. Your receptive vocabulary is always bigger than your productive vocabulary, even in your first language.
In your own language, there are words you understand perfectly but never use. You know what ubiquitous means, but when's the last time you said it?
I don't think I've ever said ubiquitous out loud. So in English, the gap between what I understand and what I can say is even bigger? That's normal?
Completely normal. It's not a problem with you, it's how brains work.
So when I forgot refrigerator, it was in my receptive vocabulary but not fully in my productive vocabulary.
Yes, you recognized it, you knew it existed, but you hadn't used it enough times for your brain to put it on the easy access shelf.
Okay, that makes me feel better. So it's not that I didn't know the word, it's that I hadn't used it enough.
Exactly, which brings us to the first reason we forget words. You haven't used the word enough out loud.
Reading a word is not the same as saying it. Writing it is not the same as speaking it. Speaking is a physical skill. Your mouth needs practice.
Your brain knows the word, but your mouth doesn't. You have to build that connection by actually saying the word over and over in sentences.
Okay, that's reason number 1. What's reason number 2?
Reason number 2, you learned the word in isolation. You saw it on a list, you memorized it from a flashcard, but you never connected it to anything real in your life.
Oh, I've definitely done that. I used to make vocabulary lists. I'd write the English word and the translation, and then later, when I needed the word, it was gone.
That's because your brain doesn't store words in a list, it stores words in a web. Words are connected to feelings, memories, sounds, images.
So if I learn a word alone, it doesn't have any connections. It's like a book with no shelf. It falls away.
Exactly. The solution is to connect the word to something personal. When you learn a new word, think about your own life. Write a sentence about yourself using that word.
Last week, I was so exhausted I fell asleep on the couch. Now the word has a memory attached.
Yes, now it's not just a word, it's part of your story.
Reason number 3?
Reason number 3, you're nervous. When you're speaking and you feel pressure, your brain goes into stress mode.
You mean like fight or flight?
Exactly. When your brain senses danger, it releases chemicals that help you react quickly, but those same chemicals make it harder to think clearly.
So when I'm nervous, my brain is literally working against my language skills?
Yes, that's why when you're relaxed, words come more easily. When you're stressed, they disappear.
Reason number 4?
Reason number 4, you're trying to translate. You think in your first language, then try to translate to English. That extra step takes time and can block words.
So instead of connecting refrigerator directly to the image of the cold box, I was going through my first language?
Yes, the ideal is to connect the English word directly to the idea. Picture the refrigerator, see it, feel the cold air when you open it. Connect the English word directly to that image.
Reason number 5?
Reason number 5, you don't have a strong sound connection to the word. You recognize it when you see it written, but you haven't trained your ear to hear it clearly.
So it's like I know what it looks like, but I don't know what it sounds like well enough to grab it quickly.
Yes, your brain stores words with their sounds. If you've only read the word, the sound file is weak. You need to hear it and say it enough times.
That's why listening and shadowing are so important.
Absolutely. The more you hear a word, the stronger the sound file. The more you say it, the easier it is for your mouth to produce it.
Reason number 6?
Reason number 6, you're trying to be perfect. You're so worried about saying the word correctly that your brain freezes.
I've definitely done that. I'll be about to say something, and then I start thinking, is that the right word? Am I pronouncing this right? And then I lose the whole sentence.
That perfectionism is a huge block. When you're speaking, your goal shouldn't be perfection. Your goal should be communication.
So I need to give myself permission to be imperfect.
Exactly. The more pressure you take off, the easier words come.
Okay, so we have 6 reasons. Let me list them. 1. Not using the word enough out loud. 2. Learning in isolation. 3. Nervousness. 4. Translating. 5. Weak sound connection. 6. Perfectionism.
That's right, and none of these are about your ability, they're about how you're learning and practicing, and the good news is, you can fix all of them.
Let's talk about how. What are the practical steps?
Step 1. Use the word out loud. This is the most important thing. Say it 5 times. Say it in a sentence. Say it to yourself in the mirror.
How many times? Like, what's enough?
Say it until your mouth feels comfortable with it. The goal is to build muscle memory.
Step 2.
Step 2. Connect the word to something personal. Write a sentence about your own life. Last week, I was exhausted. Now the word has a story.
Step 3.
Step 3. Use the word within 24 hours. If you learn a new word and don't use it that day, it's likely to fade away.
So use it or lose it.
Exactly. Step 4. Learn words in phrases, not alone. Don't learn achieve, learn achieve a goal. Your brain stores phrases as chunks.
Step 5.
Step 5. Shadow. Listen to a native speaker and repeat what they say at the same time. It trains your mouth and your ear together.
Step 6.
Step 6. Don't translate. Connect the English word directly to the idea. Picture the object. No translation in between.
Step 7.
Step 7. Lower the pressure. When you're speaking, don't focus on being perfect. Focus on communicating. If you forget a word, just describe it. The place where planes take off and land. People will understand.
That's a good tip. Instead of freezing, I can just describe it.
Yes, and while you're describing it, the word often comes back.
Step 8.
Step 8. Accept that forgetting is normal. Every language learner forgets words. It's not a sign of failure.
Step 9.
Step 9. Review regularly. Your brain forgets things on purpose. Look back at your vocabulary journal every few days.
Step 10.
Step 10. Practice speaking with patient people. Find a language partner who will let you make mistakes without judgment.
That's 10 steps. They're all doable.
They are, and you don't have to do them all at once. Pick 1 or 2 to focus on.
Let's talk about what happens in your brain. I think understanding the process helps.
Think of your vocabulary like a library. The words you use often are on the front table, easy to grab. The words you don't use are in the back, in boxes, maybe in storage.
So when I'm speaking, I need to grab the word quickly. If it's not on the front table, I might not find it.
Exactly. The goal is to move words from storage to the front table, and the only way to do that is to use them.
So every time I use a word, I'm moving it closer to the front.
Yes, and every time I hear it, I'm keeping it in the library, but it's not moving to the front.
That's the difference between passive and active vocabulary.
Exactly. Passive is all the books in the library. Active is the books on the front table.
And my passive vocabulary will always be bigger. That's normal.
Yes, the goal is not to make them equal. The goal is to move the words you want to use from passive to active.
So if I want to speak a word, I have to speak it. Listening alone won't make it active.
Right. You can listen to a word 100 times, and it will be in your passive vocabulary. But to make it active, you have to say it.
That's why I can understand so much more than I can say.
Yes, and that's normal for every language learner.
Let's practice a conversation about forgetting words. I'll be the frustrated learner and you be the friend.
Okay.
Sam, I'm so frustrated. I was talking yesterday and I completely forgot the word for airport. I've studied that word so many times.
I know that feeling. But here's the thing. You knew the word. Your brain just couldn't find it in that moment.
But why? I've seen it so many times.
Have you said it out loud? I've read it, I've written it, but I don't think I've said it much.
There you go. Your mouth doesn't know the word yet. Your eyes do, but your mouth doesn't. So I need to say it out loud?
Exactly. Say it 10 times. Say it in sentences. I'm going to the airport. The airport is busy. Where is the airport?
That makes sense. I'll try that.
And when you're speaking and you forget a word, don't panic. Just describe it. The place where planes take off and land. People will understand.
That's a good tip. Instead of freezing, I can just describe it.
Yes, and while you're describing it, the word often comes back.
Thank you. That really helps.
You're welcome. And remember, you're not alone. This happens to everyone.
Let's learn some useful phrases for when you forget a word.
It's on the tip of my tongue. You know it, but you can't say it.
I can't find the word right now.
What's the word for
How do you say,
I'm blanking?
I'm having a brain freeze?
Let me think.
Give me a second.
These phrases keep the conversation going and take the pressure off.
Now let's bring back Maya. Maya has been learning English for a while, but she keeps forgetting words.
Maya decides to try the steps we talked about. She starts using words out loud.
Every morning, she says 5 words out loud. Refrigerator, airport, delicious, exhausted, beautiful.
She also starts a vocabulary journal. Each new word gets a sentence about her life. I was exhausted yesterday because I didn't sleep well.
She shadows podcasts. She listens and repeats at the same time.
After a few weeks, she notices a difference. The words come more easily. She still forgets sometimes, but it happens less often.
And when she does forget, she doesn't panic. She just describes the word and moves on.
Maya is proud of her progress. She's not perfect, but she's better. Now, here's your challenge for this week.
Pick 5 words you often forget. Say them out loud every day.
Just 5. Say them in sentences, say them to yourself, to a friend, to your phone.
Write them down, record yourself saying them, listen back.
At the end of the week, see if they come more easily. Then come back and tell us in the comments, what words did you practice? Did it help? We read every comment. We love hearing about your progress.
Remember, forgetting words is not a sign of failure. It's a sign that your brain needs practice.
Your mouth needs reps. Your ears need training. Your brain needs connections. You know more than you think. You just need to bring those words from the back of the library to the front table.
Thank you for spending this time with us. We'll be back next week with another topic.
Until then, keep speaking, keep practicing, and don't be afraid to forget. And hey, before you go, if this episode helped you understand why words disappear, please hit that subscribe button. It's free and it means we can keep making these helpful episodes.
Yes, please. And leave us a comment. What words do you forget the most? What are you going to try this week?
We read every comment. Your stories help other learners feel less alone.
Subscribe, comment, share. It helps more people find the words they need.
Thanks again, everyone. Now go practice saying those words out loud.